Hi again guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 3 top-end speed setup in particular, and this time we're tuning one of the new Porsche models to be added to the game, the 911 GT2 RS, and I am also going to be doing some other Porsche tunes as well. Now, this car isn't quite as quick as you might necessarily think it is, but of course you'll have seen that from the title. This isn't a 260, 270 mile per hour car. It's much more reasonable than that, but being a Porsche, the acceleration is also very strong, which means it's still a very good all-rounder. Now, as far as conversions, I would recommend having all-wheel drive, and that's really the only one that you need to worry about. You don't have the engine conversion option, you don't convert it to twin-turbo or supercharger or anything like that. As far as the visuals, of course, that's down to you. I've left the rims stock, and as you can see, I have converted the bonnet to body colour. I personally prefer that, other people may not. Of course, it's down to personal preference. Now, if you'd like to get this tune straight on your car, you can find it on the storefront, and I know from the Hot Wheels car pack quite a few people have been using the Hot Wheels racing tyres, but the problem with that is you can only download tunes if you have that pack. So what about those of us who don't? I myself have not downloaded the Hot Wheels car pack, and I don't necessarily plan to. So, I have not used those tyres. I've used the standard Horizon racing tyres, which are exactly the same anyway in terms of what they allow the car to do, on normal roads at least, so you can get this on the storefront just fine. As with all of my other tunes, I will not be using Hot Wheels edition tyres on any of my cars because it just limits people too much. So you can use the keywords down below to find that in my storefront if you just want to get the tunes straight on your car. Now, as you can see, the numbers aren't, as I said, as strong as some others, but it's not slow, it's far from it. 2.4 to 60, 4.6 to 100, they're both very good numbers to be working with, and at the end of the day, 244 miles per hour isn't exactly lacking. It's not the fastest in the game, but it's good enough for most situations. Certainly for a car with less than 1,000 horsepower, as this one has. Now, as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3.25, then individual gears of 2.88, 1.97, 1.5, 1.19, 0.96, and 0.77. As far as alignment, of course, if you've been on the channel before, you know the drill. Neutral, camber and toe, unless you specifically want to have some. 4 degrees of caster I've opted for. You could take it higher or lower though, it will change your handling accordingly to be stiffer or looser. Anti-roll we've got on 19 and 21, springs on 98 and 189 with a ride height as low as possible. You don't necessarily have to lower it if you don't want to, I've done it mostly for the looks. As far as dampers, we've got those on 8, 14, 4 and 6. Aero doesn't apply, and as far as the diff, I've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel, and for this particular car I've actually left it on the standard split, which is 65% in favour of the rear. Now, if you want it to be a bit more tail happy, because of course it is already rear engine, then you could put it more towards the back, say 75, 80, but you do sacrifice a little bit of launch, and also it makes the car a little bit more skittish. So it depends what you want from the car, what you need from the car. I personally find that the 65% split is pretty good all round. It's perfect for me, but for other people it may not be. So that's it for the tune. Now let's see if it can actually hit that speed on the road. Now, as I mentioned, this car's top speed is categorically not as quick as some of the others which we've built. So the question is it still a competitive car? Well, the simple answer is yes, because Porsches are very successful in motorsport, not necessarily this specific car, but they know what they're doing when it comes to building highly competitive vehicles. And the 911 has of course been refined a lot over the years. So even though its top speed isn't the strongest, it can actually go beyond the benchmark. As you can see in this video, or as you will see, it can get up to 246 quite easily, and with draft you can take it even higher, so it does even go beyond the raw numbers. But either way, it's a good, strong all-rounder, and it's definitely a competitive vehicle. So that's it overall for this tune. Of course, you can click through to the playlist at the end of this video for more, or sub down below to see new ones when they're released. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.